no such thing as religion. Religions is something that men make up. Men make up religions. What it is an identity. The Chinese got an identity, the Arabs got an identity, and they add a religion to their identity.
Black, Hispanic, Native, Indian, man, woman, and child. Why do the people that say color does not matter have a Chinese association, a Syrian association, a Mahasaba, a seat on the UN, right? But for the people that are severely impoverished, and their societies have very little structure, if any at all, right? They have no protection, no representation. They don't get funded like the Ukrainians and the Afghans, right? So they don't have any type of historical significance or acknowledged, right? If you ask them where are their origins from, they like to tell you things like the Mayans and Africa and Ethiopians. They don't have a direct source of information that determines that these are who your forefathers are, right? What were you before a Mayan, right? Because Mayans now come from a particular time frame in the period of history, right? What were you before an Aztec? What were you before a Carib? What were you before an African? What were you before an Afro-Trinidadian? What were you before a colored man, right? Because your names in different particular parts in history keep on changing. But the European or the Caucasian race, I don't see that happening with them. The Persians, right? Or the East Indians, I don't see that happening with them. The Arabs, I don't see that happening with them, right? One consistent particular trace or lineage that you can actually go down and ask their ancestors. You can ask a forefather, you can ask a grandfather, who are we? And they can tell you exactly who they were. Maybe certain parts of times in history where they dwelt, right? And coming up, so forth and so on. They may be able to tell you up to the 10th grandfather and all of that. All of that is easily accessible to these races, right? But when it comes to you, so-called Black, Hispanic, Native, Indian, man, woman, and child, you have names like First Nations, and you're fighting for rights and all of these different things, but these people have their rights intact, right? And you wonder, you ask yourself, I wonder if people really do go down the proper channel. There's very few people do that because we're not trained to do that. We just accept that our history starts in the middle of a book, right? In the 1490s, and that's it. What were you before that, right? There's no accurate information that is taught or accepted, I should say, right? On a global scale or in schools within a curricular system that says, okay, this is who you are, right? That's why the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge is the place that you need to get an understanding of who you were, right? They say the